Hello guys, this is Neoblade and Mamba, Mamba and Neoblade. And with me, of course, is Mamba. Hello Mamba.
Hello, Neoblade.
So we will switch to your version. This is our first game using the Okko-Style. We'll explain it in the first part, this is the second part. And you did mistakes in this build order, right?
Yeah, in the early game, I already did two dumb mistakes in the build order.
Forgot your queen you said, and?
And I built an 8 instead of a 17 pool.
Okay. And you lost your overlord because you thought he would make a Reaper expand, or why, or did
CC
you,
first.
or CC first? Yeah, okay,
That's very uncommon to open up on the marine on this map.
okay,
But honestly, I don't think I don't think it's worth it. I'd rather play against a marine opener and lose my overlord than playing against CC first. I think it's better for me.
okay. But I think in the lower leagues you should try to avoid losing your overlord. He scouted us with an SCV, which isn't it a tell on a two-player map, an SCV scout, that he will open up with marine first, or with a marine?
To me, it was a tell that it was gonna be CC first.
Ah, okay, I understand.
Or Reaper Rush, and then he's gonna build a bunker.
Yeah, okay. I understand.
But it doesn't really matter, like, losing the Overlord, like, it's still bad, but it's not as bad as it used to be in Heart of the Swarm.
Okay.
Because in Heart of the Swarm, you lost your Overlord at about 20 supply. And now you lose it at about 35 supply.
A question to this game: could we have delayed his third a little bit more, because you went back to your creep totally, or would it been dangerous for us to try to deny?
The moment he got stim, and I didn't know about his stim timing, but I assumed it's gonna finish any moment. So
Okay.
we could have moved out and killed our roaches.
Again, you see a response in this video to Cloaked Banshees. We have an early lair, so we can... Oh, a creep tumor is under attack. This is a new message.
Yeah,
And-
that's a new message by Blizzard. Yeah, actually, guys, against turn, you can always morph a defensive overseer. I think it's always a good idea, but because many turns are not gonna open up with Banshee. So having an overseer defensive is always a good idea.
Now you spread your overlords a little bit too late. You
Yeah,
lost 9 workers, 10 workers, which could have went better for us, so we did not lose that much workers, but we are still even with our opponent. He has mules, we do not. And he lost his Banshee, which is very bad for him. So this time we did not morph the Ravagers in his base like the last time, or at his ramp.
Yeah, we morphed them a little bit earlier.
Oh, we forgot to tell you. You build drones for your third when you move out with your roaches and ravagers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the moment you move out, you stop building roaches. You start building drones for your third phase. This also leaves you with enough gas for enough. This leaves you with gas for Ravage.
Yeah. So you stockpile a little bit of gas, right? Like 500 or 600, right?
Yeah, 500. That's totally fine because the Ravagers are so gas heavy. And you can either decide to put a little bit more and use all your gas for the Ravagers, or you can also decide get a little bit earlier upgrades.
Okay.
So now we accomplished everything we wanted. We denied his third base. Now we're gonna pull back.
Why we're pulling back? We know he has stim already, and what were you afraid of? Or
Of him moving out and stimming and killing my Ravagers. Like,
Okay.
Ravagers are actually very weak against Marines, if he micros them well.
okay,
So, we don't have a lot of roaches, and I had not. They're very exposed. And I didn't want to waste them, so I pulled back.
okay, I understand. Again, you guys can now switch to a perfect saturation like 16-16. I think Mamba will do too some point in this game.
Yeah. Like saturation in Legacy of the Void. It got more important, but at the same time it got also less important. Like it got more important in the sense of you have to switch your drones way more because your bases mine out quicker. So you really have to worry about it, because if you have like 16 drones in your main base and they're only 4 mineral patches,
Mm-hmm. I would.
then that's very inefficient.
Yeah, I totally agree.
What
This was very bad for him here.
Game resumed. Our forces.
I will show this moment again because he lost his Banshees for free. Move command, I
Oh.
think.
Yeah, but like the Banshees aren't that important. Like Banshees are pretty useless at this point.
Yeah, but they still could harass our eco line, our mineral line.
Yeah, of course. He should have used them to harass, but like they're not a good army unit.
Forces are under attack.
Okay, we scout his 2 bases here with changelings. Very good idea. I missed that totally in the on the minimap in the first game, or in when I watched the stream.
Yeah, and we saw like we know he has a third base because we send up changelings at the front and it got killed by siege tanks. So I'm sure he has a third base with a siege tank wall.
Okay, I will make this a little bit faster. We tech up to Ultralisks. We wait for Ultralisk and we try to scare him a little bit with corrosive bile shots. He clears our creep very well.
Is under attack.
Yep. So right now like our army couldn't challenge his. We really need to wait for the ultras. Like that was actually a very good anti-timing by him. He moves out just right before ultras are out.
Our forces are under attack.
Yeah. He wants to kill our queen.
Is under attack.
But he is afraid too.
Yeah, because we have trips. Like this is also why trips are this important. It isn't just that it gives you vision, it is also that it scares your opponent.
Yeah. Yeah, because he does not want to go too far on creep. Here he decides against.
A creep tumor is under attack.
Now we pulled back because our base upgrade wasn't done, like the Titanus plating. And now the moment it's done, we just A move.
It's actually a good fighting position for him, but we have way more. So he's dead here. And this is a move command or rally command. And the game is over. 200 supply against 100 and some big drop, but no problem. And now we go kill him.
Mineral field
Exactly.
mutation complete.
And also like that's why I told you like it's not important right now to scout. Because it's just there's no way he's gonna hold this counter attack no matter what he's building.
Yeah, I understand now.
And as turn you're very stuck in the army compositions. Like a turn that builds bio at the 9-minute mark He's also building bio at the 30-minute mark because he has 10 barracks in his base. You can't really tech switch as a turn.
Yes.
So once you figure out what they are doing, they're gonna stay on this for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I understand. It's a different thing on your level against Protoss because he can switch to Phoenix, then you build more Hydras, more Hydra Lurker, I think. But we will talk about this when we get to Masters, I think.
Yeah, I think scouting in the early game it's important in all matchups, of course. And then in the mid game, like the thing you have to scout, like, is he expanding? Like having a Ling at his expansions, having the watchtowers. Like there's more about map control. Like the map control is your scouting. You need to know his army movement and stuff like that.
Scout the front, watchtowers, and Ling at his expansions. If he takes 2 expansions at once, you should know that and pressure it with your Roach, Ravager, and perhaps Hydras. And again, you said when you can build Ultralisk, you stop Roach production, or when you can build Hydralisk, you stop Roach production?
You just always want to have a meat shield. Like if you have 20 Hydralisks and no Roaches in the mid game, then you could squeeze in a couple Roaches before you get Ultras, because otherwise you could die to a timing. But once you get Ultras, then you will never produce Roaches again.
Okay, I understand. Okay.
It's just your Hydras are the damage dealer of the army, and they need some tanks.
Okay.
And the Ravager as well. The Ravagers, they're actually really bad at tank. Like they cost a lot, plus they have less HP and less armor than a Roach.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mamba, for your explanations, and I have no more questions, so we see you in the next video.